Wow. How is this working? I'm checking some. I can't tell if anyone's in here yet. I'm really new at this. This is the first YouTube live I've ever done, so I can't even tell if anyone's in here. I see a comment. Looks like live chat from Andre, and there's Mark. Hey, Mark. I'm glad you made it. I was a little concerned because I don't know what time it is where you are. I'm going to check something here. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Well, that's not too late. Okay. Well, that's not too late. Oh. Okay. Well, that's not too late. Okay. Whoa. Well, that's not too late. Okay. Whoops. I just pulled up the feed in another browser under a different YouTube sign in, and that created an audio loop, so I had to kill it. Okay, let me move this around so I'm looking more into the camera. Wow. Suddenly I'm speechless. I don't know what to do. But it's all right. We'll get some more people on. It just is not quite 11 a.m. here. So, Mark, that means there's an 8-hour difference between us, which I think I kept trying to look that up on my phone on the world time, because I'm assuming you're on Greenwich time. He's taking a nap, I think. He was just in here a few minutes ago, being a little cranky. Yeah, okay, my world clock says it's 1900 in London, so. Oops, hang on, I dropped something. That stuff never falls down until I go live on video. Hey, Bill. Oh, yeah. Gotta have the coffee. Oh. Okay. Yeah, Mark, I am a little confused on the time thing there, because on my phone it says between here and London is an 8-hour difference. But when I was looking at something else, and it said there was a 7-hour difference, which made no difference, or made no sense to me. So I don't know, but clearly it's an 8-hour difference. Some of the other folks, like Bill, it's a 2-hour difference from here. He's in Central Time. Andrea, I don't know where you are. Andre, I think. And I just heard Kitty. Come here. You have fans. I want to see you. He's not too happy right now. I took him to the vet yesterday. So I had to give him some medication. Yeah, we need to stop changing the time in the U.S. as well. I mean, some states don't change the time, but we need to just settle and stick with one. Stop yanking everybody around. Yeah, come here. Look at the camera. Yeah, Kitty's getting pretty old. I mentioned it in the video I posted the other day, whatever day it was. He's about 20 and a half. So he's getting some health issues. He's cranky, like me. Huh. Yeah, Bill, I agree. Of course, I don't live as far north as you do. So it gets, in the summer, it gets dark earlier here than it does where you are. Oh, Kitty. But whatever, I'm fine. In the summer, I'd rather have the sun go down and start to cool things off here in Las Vegas. Yeah, he's I don't know what the issues are. We've got some they did some blood tests. I won't get the results back until Tuesday, I think. But he had in the in-office tests that they did, which are not as thorough. His kidneys are fine, but he's got some high levels or high readings on a liver enzyme, I think. And he's not diabetic, which was a concern that I had. So, Anyway, Kitty's hanging in there. I was pretty worried for him. I'm a little less concerned now than I was yesterday. He's actually looking better today than he was the last couple of days. So he's had some weight loss. He's been dehydrated. And he's been walking funny. Yeah, I love cats. Yeah, cancer is one of the things they're testing for because that's a concern. I actually thought he had a joint degenerative condition because of the way that he's walking. But the doctor or the vet said no, that he doesn't have that particular problem, but he does have arthritis. So I was surprised to learn that cats can develop arthritis at about 3. I didn't know that. Anyway, well, let's see how many folks we got. 4 people in here. I don't think that counts me. Eight in September. You know, Kitty was about 10 years old when we went on the road, so he was already pretty mature. It took him a little while to get used to it. Well, it took him about a year to get used to being in the truck. And it took him no time to get used to coming home or being home. Mark, you know, based on what I paid yesterday, I'm going to go with more. But, you know, I don't have health insurance for Kitty. But no, I wound up being a lot of out of pocket yesterday. Yeah, big time ouch. Bill, I drove for over 7 years. I've been off the road now for 3 years. I came off the road in April 2018. So I don't know if you saw the video I posted on Wednesday, I think it was, where I talked about that. I still have videos to post. In fact, I was working on the next one before I shut that down in order to go live. Yeah, I don't know how far behind you are. I mean, I didn't post for 5 months, 5.5 months. I posted a couple of videos in early November, and then I didn't start posting again until, I want to say end of April. And I'm going to take a peek here. Oh, let's see. Yeah, okay. I posted 3 in April. So April 22nd is the last time I published, or is the first one I published after taking 5 months off. And now I'm trying to get 2 to 3 a week. And I've been doing it. But it's hard. I mean, not just because I'm not on the road. I have a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. I think I've posted about 12 videos since I got back into posting. But, there's a lot of interesting stuff that I posted recently. There's a lot more interesting stuff coming up. Before it's all said and done, there'll be a lot of stuff, a lot of interesting things. And as time goes on, and I'm noticing it as I'm editing these videos, that I'm getting better in front of the camera. So that's taken me a long time to do, because I never really wanted to be in front of the camera. Let's see, Nevada into Southeast Oregon. Well, that is actually quite a ways behind. Just taking a peek here. Streaming, scrolling through my videos. Where is that one? I thought that was more recent. Oh, there it is. Okay, that was from a year ago. But it's not that, I mean, it's probably 12 or 15 behind. Interestingly enough, Bill, that was a very popular video for some reason. I have no idea why. Got a lot of views. It keeps getting views. But after that, number, I wouldn't want to mess with. I don't see the point in numbering them. I wouldn't want to mess with the SEO aspect of the title. The title is very important for SEO. That's an interesting idea, though. But in case you're wondering, and if you don't know, I currently have 237 videos published. So, Bill, after that one, there is some, let's see, Nevada into Southeast Oregon. Right. Then there's Cabbage Hill in fog. And then there's a drive across the northern tier of states from Portland, Oregon to Minnesota. So that was fun. Yeah, and in the current scheme of things, there's a lot of videos where I'm driving down Cabbage Hill because I just make that run. In fact, one of the videos that I did, it was 4 videos ago, where I talked about the runnings that I'm doing. It's just a big circle between Casa Grande or somewhere in the Phoenix area, up to the Denver area, over to Portland or Washington. I guess I should say Oregon or Washington, and then back down through California and back into Arizona again. Just a big circle that I keep doing. When I stay on the West Coast, I do that a lot. Or when I stayed on the West Coast, I need to remember to talk in past tense. That's interesting, Mark. Well, anyway, there is some tweaking of titles I wouldn't mind doing, but what I really need to do is fix my thumbnails. My thumbnails, I think, are getting better. I hope. I'm actually taking a class on that. I signed up for a program with a recognized YouTube authority, a group. In fact, they're in Las Vegas, but I'm just taking it online. And they're pretty good, and I'm learning a lot. And some of that stuff I will apply to the videos on this channel, but I will be branching off, and I'm already working on videos for my main, well, this is my main channel, but what will become my main channel for the business that I'm in now, which is website development and internet marketing. So, but while we're on the topic of videos and creating, some things on my list that I wanted to talk about were your thoughts about the videos that I'm creating for this channel, some things that I'm doing or maybe should be doing. I'd just like to get some feedback. So, Mark, yes, I used to do website development before, but I wasn't successful at it because I lacked focus. Yeah, Bill, total job and career change. Again, going back to what I was doing before, except much more focused. I've actually done quite a few websites, and I've got a few projects that are ongoing right now. Bill, you live in or near the Twin Cities. You're familiar with the Twin City Model Railroad Museum, I would imagine. I think I remember you commenting on that once. The website that they have currently, I built 10 years ago. And one of the projects, oh, yeah, I'll get to that in a second. One of the projects that I'm working on, well, it's kind of on the shelf right now, but I'm going to redo their website. Okay. So, yes, I was driving local. So in one of the more recent videos that came out earlier this week, I did talk about driving local for a couple of years, and but I stopped doing that in February of this year. You're right, Mark. I have to relearn I've had to relearn a lot of things, and a lot of things have changed. It's like starting over just about. But I mean, I didn't completely leave it while I was over the road. I did dabble in it a bit, but I had to stop committing to new projects because I couldn't keep up. Really, Bill? I don't remember. I mean, I didn't make it to many committee meetings. There's a lot of stuff I just don't remember too. Wow. So let me get back to the questions I've got here for you folks. Before that, I see we've got a few more people logged in. If you could sound off where you're from, that'd be awesome. So for folks that are kind of new here, just so you understand, I am no longer recording. For the most part, I'm no longer recording trucking videos. But I have a huge backlog of videos yet to produce. I stopped recording videos on a daily basis in April, third week of April, 2018. And I'm still posting videos from February of 2018. In fact, the one that I'm working on now to go live as soon as I can get it done is from February 5th. So from February 5th through April 20th, 21st, I should have nearly daily videos to post. But since I'm only getting 2 to 3 a week, it's still going to take a year probably to get them all posted. I'm estimating with some the dailies plus some others, I've probably got between 90 and 100 videos yet to produce and put up. Because I have some videos from years ago when not when I first started driving, but when before I started recording consistently on a daily basis. Now, consistently on a daily basis, I think was sometime in 2017. But I was recording periodically videos from 2016, off and on. I might have gone weeks between them. But I have some interesting drives I'd really like to share. I've got one that but actually shows a drive from when I was going from northwest Colorado to Pueblo, Colorado, which is kind of in the southeast quadrant of the state. And it's a beautiful, beautiful drive. And I want to share that. Mark, I've got just a couple hard drives. Well, I have an external 8 terabyte drive. That's where I archive all of my video onto. So it's all on there. And then when I'm going to produce like a week's worth of videos, I'll transfer the files over onto the hard drive on my computer. I use a desktop now. And then I'll work on the videos. And then when I'm done, I'll move them back into a new location. I call it used video or posted videos or used videos, whatever it is. I don't remember what I call it. But yeah, I've got an 8 terabyte external drive. And it's about half full, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure. Yeah. It's a little over half full. So, and it's almost all trucking videos. But I've got some other stuff. There's some interesting loads that I've hauled, even before I was doing dry van for Schneider. When I was doing reefer for Central Refrigerated, which is now owned by Swift, I did potatoes, and the way that they load the potatoes and the way that they unload the potatoes is interesting. I don't think I have any footage of unloading. I could only describe it. But because they load the potatoes loose. And I do have some I don't know. I don't think I have video. I have still pictures of that process. But another really interesting load that I've hauled a few times is dirt. I wouldn't have thought that I would have hauled dirt in a dry van trailer. But they load it with a conveyor belt that just feeds right into the back of the trailer, and then it just starts offloading the dirt as it backs out or as you pull forward. I do have video of this, so I'll share that. Hey, Tom. Bill, it is loose, and it is just a regular trailer. Whether you're doing drive, well, I did reefer trailer at that time, but you didn't run the reefer. But it just loaded. They just loaded them loose into the back of the trailer. So yeah, I've got interesting video of little bits and pieces of different things. I've got video of loading and unloading. Well, actually, I think I just have video of unloading humongous rolls of paper. I think I've shared a couple of times a still picture of big rolls of paper loaded in the back of the trailer. But what I have not shared is the video I have of how they unload that stuff. It's actually quite interesting. And back to the dirt. What they do is they load it, as I described earlier, but the way that they unload it is you back onto a ramp, and then you disconnect from the trailer and drive the tractor off, and then they tip that up and they shake all the dirt out. So I do have video of this, and I'd like to share it with you. Magnum 59, hello from France. Well, welcome to you in France. That's amazing. Let's see. Mark, do we have scales built into the trucks? Some trucks do. It's a feature you can have added on. Company trucks typically don't have that. I think there are some exceptions, but some owner operators have that installed, and I don't know how it works, the type that I've seen on some of the trailers. But what I had, and what some trucks do, is we have a gauge in the front on the dash. It doesn't tell you the exact weight. All it does is tell you the air pressure in the airbags back on the trailer tandems. And it just gives you a ballpark. And then you can use that to grossly adjust your tandems to adjust the weight. And then, but you still, if it's really heavy, then you go to a scale. But I learned how to judge where on that dial so that I would know that I didn't have to go scale. Rack Romeo, hi, how are you? Magnum's a trucker in France. Awesome. Rack, where are you hailing from? What part of the world? Bill, I saw your comment on Tom's post. I didn't go back and look in the post to see if it said knock, but I did get a kick out of the exchange. Okay. Well, anyway, I want to move on. I want to talk a little bit about the videos that I have produced and things that I'm thinking about, or I'd like to get feedback. Oh, okay. I'll get back to that. Bill's got a question. So, Bill, what I did was I did local. So, what does that mean? I was not hauling freight. I was working for Penske Truck Leasing, and Penske, which is the big yellow trucks, mostly box trucks, and I moved a lot of those around the Las Vegas Valley. Primarily, let me talk on this one first, and then I'll talk about the other aspect. Here in the Las Vegas Valley, and it's like this in other markets, Phoenix, Southern California, everywhere else. I didn't own the blue tractor, Bill. I leased it, and the lease was up, and I turned it in. And I miss it. So what I did was I moved trucks around the Las Vegas Valley, and they call that position a hiker because I was hiking trucks, and they're mostly box trucks. And Penske has rental agents around the valley, mostly storage places that rent storage units, and they also would rent trucks as agents of Penske. Some places they did U-Haul, other places it was, I don't know, what are the other companies? Ryder, I guess. But Penske had specific agents around the valley. And so when someone would reserve a truck at their local storage place, that information would go to, I don't know, whoever coordinated all that at some place in Vegas. And we would get dispatched to go move trucks to those units. Now those were mostly the box trucks, 16 footers, 26 footers, etc., and occasionally a van. The other thing that we did, because Penske rents and even leases tractors and trailers. And so, in the course of being out on the road, if you may see a tractor trailer rig and it has a Penske logo on the door on a tractor. Well, that's not Penske, the company hauling freight. That is a owner operator who has rented or leased a truck from Penske, a tractor from Penske, using it to haul. And a lot of times that happens because their truck is down. Maybe they were in an accident, or some major, service related thing has got the truck or the tractor down for a week or something. And so they'll rent a tractor from Penske, and so their driver can keep moving. So a lot of smaller companies use them. And I thought about doing it for a while, but no, I'm not going to do it. So anyway, I would move those tractors around, not out to the storage units, but around to different Penske locations in the Las Vegas Valley. Sometimes we'd move them to the, if they had to get outside service, then we would do service hikes. We would hike those tractors to a shop and or whatever. And Penske has maintenance contracts with a lot of companies, and so those companies have all their service work done at Penske locations, which are everywhere. They're all over the country, and so they take their, they pay for a service contract, and so when they need service, they bring them in to Penske. And sometimes those tractors, for the same reason, have to go to a service place. Sometimes a body shop, sometimes a Cummins service facility, or some other, thing for the engine or whatever. So we would move those around. So that's what I did most of the time. I occasionally did long distance hikes, either with a box truck, but oftentimes with a tractor. So I would sometimes drive a small box truck from Las Vegas down to somewhere in Southern California, drop that off at the location, a different Penske location, and pick up a tractor that needed to come back to Las Vegas for whatever reason, just repositioning equipment within the network. And I did that to and from many different places in Southern California. I did that to and from Phoenix several times. The company, a couple of different times, flew me to Denver to pick up a tractor that needed to be brought back to Las Vegas. So I would fly out